And now the first ever full-fledged trade agreement with the West. The free trade agreement could prove to be a game changer for India and the UK. Hectic negotiations have been going on for almost 2 years now, and both India and the UK are keen to ink the agreement before the polls later this year. Despite multiple obstacles, the FTA dialogue is now in the final stage. India and the UK are likely to seal the free trade agreement before the polls in both countries. In fact, an Indian delegation is in London to finalize the details of the free trade agreement before the Model Code of Conduct. The PMO, remember, has also reviewed the India-UK FTA talks, which have been on for the past 2 years. The Indian government says that perhaps the FTA could be signed before the summer polls in India. India is, of course, also moving fast because of snubbing a deal with China, the regional deal that was snubbed by India earlier. But what really are the roadblocks to the ongoing FTA talks? Well, at the very outset, there seem to be differences in the extent to which perhaps a free trade agreement can be realized and extend to various sectors, keeping interests of both nations intact. Some of the key concerns that are delaying the finalization of the free trade agreement, well, differences over market access. For the UK, regaining access to and control over the global market is critical, especially after the exit from the European Union. The utilization versus concession debate is also a sticking point. Should specific areas be excluded? And what about protecting the interests of MSMEs in India as well? The other sticking point is the tariff rate quotas. Well, tariff reduction in the automobile and alcoholic beverages sector is proving to be a major challenge. Also, India's demand for professional visas and UK's concerns over migration, because India has pitched strongly for greater mobility. Also, trusted transfer of data flows across the border, because both economies are digitizing faster than ever before. Import duties, now that of course also is a huge challenge, because we have to look at self-interest and balance it with commercial gains, because national interests have to be protected while recognizing the aspirations of the two nations. Of course, intellectual property rights also is a key challenge for both the countries to iron out. But looking at how the India-UK FTA could be a landmark opportunity. UK, remember, is among India's largest export partners, and the FTA could be a boost to India's labour-intensive sector. This also ties in with India's push for agriculture and manufacturing exports, and the FTA could revive the global textile market in India, putting it on par with Bangladesh. The FTA could also mean tariff cuts on vehicles, because remember, India's exports to the UK actually equals billions of dollars. The elimination of non-tariff barriers, meanwhile, could also benefit India, as this could be a pathway to a trade deal with India's second largest partner, which is the European Union, to counter China's regional trade deal. But of course, some say that there will be more benefits to the UK and lesser to India, at least in the short term.